Hi guys, welcome back to the Brothers of Atlas podcast with me, Sparks.
Me, House, and Stephen.
So, we're back again, guys.
Episode 2.
Episode 2. Wow, yeah. We've made it.
That scared off by the first episode.
Yes, we've managed to keep it going so far. House, how's your week been?
Not great. I got a crippling hay fever.
Hay fever, you do sound a little bit bunged up today.
Yes, I've begun.
Yeah.
It's just my eyes, my nose just all blocked up. It's not been the right week.
I don't know if I get hay fever or not. I get sneezy, but I don't get the eyes or anything like that. But I think maybe where I work, there's just a lot of dust around. So I don't actually know.
No, right now my eyes are burning right now.
They are looking a little bloodshot.
Yeah.
And I'm resisting the urge to scratch them.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, good.
That's going to make them worse. How's your week?
My month has been okay. I had a pretty good month, actually. I saw Hamilton, which is a big musical for people who don't know. I'm pretty sure you will have known, even if you don't watch musicals. It was awesome. I saw it in my local city. That's going to narrow down where I am. But yeah, it was really great. Aside from that, just been working, usual. Pretty boring. I've been playing some games though with you guys. So, yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, really.
You got your tattoo?
I did get my tattoo.
Looking very
What
Swedish.
is it?
It is the Master Time Spiral from the Dark Crystal. I'll put a picture up in post. It all went very well. Not as painful as everybody said.
Very intricate. Looks really cool.
Yeah, nice little fine line tattoo. Did a very good job. Very happy. It's maybe 3-4 weeks old now.
So have any of you guys seen the Minecraft movie yet?
No, not yet. I mean, it's what days out, so I'm waiting for the kids to start watching it.
Yeah, I agree. Same.
No, I'm a 34-year-old grown adult, so no, I'm not.
No.
I haven't seen the Minecraft movie.
The Minecraft movie is for everyone, House. Speaking of the Minecraft movie, we actually had a comment from Kevin's mum, the child we briefly talked about last time, who saw the Minecraft movie early. She just wanted to clarify a few things that he sadly passed away of DIP-G. So it's a really sucky disease, guys. Go read more about it, spread some awareness. And if you want to check out his website as well, we'll post it down below, and it'll be really great if you could go take a look.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think of the last episode of the podcast, our first episode? Do you think it went well?
I'm really pleased with it. I mean, a lot more people have seen it than I thought it was going to. I personally, I don't know about you guys, I would have been happy with just one person watching. But
yeah,
we had a decent helping of views.
As we said, we've always done this. Well, we were doing this.
We're just doing this for fun.
We're doing it for fun. If we get views, we get views. But it was nice to have that support come through from our various friends and family and stuff.
Yeah, and a few strangers as well, which is cool.
Yeah, a few strangers. House, you happy with
I
it?
thought it went better than expected. I think we were a lot more confident than I thought we were going to be. I think Stephen, you edited it really well as well, I think.
Yeah, I particularly like the zoom in of me a lot. So make sure you get that now. But yeah, no, I think it's going really well and I'm enjoying it. Again, if you guys have any feedback or criticism or anything you want us to cover, just let us know and we're happily talk about it and pop it in the show.
Yeah, I mean, we had a few criticisms last time. Some people mentioned that we mentioned too many subjects, but I think that's part of the charm of the podcast is we're going to keep it nice and varied. We're not going to spend too much time lingering on individual things so that people don't get bored.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult kind of balance because all the things that we have that we're going to talk about, normally we've already spoken about them beforehand.
Yes.
And then we're just talking about them again. So that's why sometimes it seems like it's running on them briefly and very quickly through them.
There's been a lot of talk through the month where we're like, save it for the podcast, but it's too tempting not to talk about it.
I mean, we talk to each other 3-4 times a week.
Yeah, too much of anything.
If we say everything for the podcast, we'll have nothing to do.
I'm sick of you guys. I'm sick.
That's fair.
Yeah.
This is the last episode.
Actually, Stephen, you posted up a short this morning, actually, of just to try and embarrass me of Borderlands.
It's purposeful. Yeah, I was trying to sort of nudge the conversation in that direction towards the Borderlands update because last time, I don't know if you quite remember it, but we promised an update.
We did promise.
And we also said we would definitely be playing at least one session between episodes.
And after that podcast, Sparks was very insistent that it hadn't been 2 months since we had last played.
And I hadn't.
And he hadn't, but behind the camera, we have a whiteboard with things on it. And under Borderlands, I've written 2 fucking months.
Now it's 2
So now it's been 2 months.
I've only just read that, actually. Yeah. So, okay.
Well, the question is, have we played Borderlands in the last month?
Yes, Bucks, have you played Borderlands?
I have. I haven't.
No, we've not played Borderlands.
But by next session, we definitely will. And we'll get through Borderlands 1 and crack on to 2.
See, I'd be happy
I know you want
to just skip Borderlands 1 just to get to 2.
No, we said this. We've got to do it properly. I'm a stickler. So with game series, guys, these guys aren't the same, I don't believe. But if there's a series of games, even if there's 50 of them, I have to start at one. Like when we started playing Final Fantasy 15, I re-went through every single Final Fantasy. It took me nearly a year, but I'd done it before 15 and it was worth doing. And then you get the little Easter eggs and the little stuff that you miss.
I agree.
Yeah.
It also means that you don't play a lot of the franchises that you wish you would, because I remember you saying that you wanted to play all of the Assassin's Creeds, but...
Yeah, so you guys have been playing Shadows.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it so far? I've heard mixed things about it. I've heard that the dialogue isn't great. Apparently it's much better if you listen to it in sub rather than dub.
Yeah, so I'm playing in Japanese Portuguese with English subtitles.
Portuguese?
Yeah, so there's just Japanese / Portuguese.
I didn't know it was Portuguese.
I didn't turn that setting on at the start, and you can't change it once you've started. So I'm having to put up with the terrible, terrible Western.
Yeah, I saw some clips and it's not great. But again, with the Assassin's Creed and jumping around with games, I haven't played an Assassin's Creed since Unity. I know that sucks because apparently some of the new ones are not bad, but some of them are supposed to be really awful, right?
So easy. Because your last one was Unity, that means you missed kind of the era when it was like big epic open worlds.
Yes.
Yeah, I prefer. So I like it.
I know you prefer it because I am tempted by Valhalla.
Yeah.
But the thing is you've got to choose a lane, right? You can either go this stealthy kind of streamlined game, or you can go for a big open RPG world. And I think where it's gone for the big open RPG world, it kind of can't do both. And I think it's being mid on both of them.
See, my opinion is I think it's time for them to drop the Assassin's Creed label. And I think the only reason that they're holding on to it is because it's an established IP and they want to keep the stats coming.
That's very true,
But the last few games have not been about Assassins, nor about the Templars, nor about any of the what do they call them?
Valhalla Odyssey had none of that. It was Valhalla had, they did have that, but it was a very small piece of the story.
Yeah. They almost seem ashamed of the identity that they used to have.
Yeah.
For example, in Shadows, I'm about 20 hours in. They don't mention the Assassins by name at all. They go by the Brotherhood of the Hidden Blades or something.
Yeah.
That sounds cooler.
But it's set after the Ezio games. Like a couple
is it?
years after.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. So they would be known.
Well established.
Yeah.
In the underneath Rome, there's a statue of a Japanese assassin, and she is labelled as an assassin, and yet that's not who you play as in Shadows, and that's not anything to do with the assassins. I didn't like any of the hidden one stuff that they went with in the early, in like Origins and stuff like that. And
a lot of people were also complaining about the historical accuracy of it, and
although I think is nuts anyway.
Yeah, like, don't you fight the Pope in the second game or Brotherhood? I can't remember.
Like Da Vinci with flying machine stuff.
Yeah,
they've always been so accurate.
Yeah, I think they're being held to an unfair standard there, but I really do want to get through the Assassin's Creed games. Like, I want to play, especially for Valhalla, because that looked
I really like Valhalla.
So I skipped Origins, Odyssey, and I tried Valhalla, didn't like it. I played through Mirage, and now I'm trying with Shadows. So I sort of skipped the
Did you play all of Mirage
world? I did finish Mirage.
Did you enjoy it?
I liked the gameplay. I didn't understand the story because I didn't know that in the marketing, or they didn't mention it in the marketing. I didn't know that it was so heavily related to what happens in Valhalla.
Right.
I feel like you needed to play Valhalla first.
Yeah, because that scene from Valhalla is the main character of Mirage.
And I knew that there was maybe some amount of crossover, but I didn't realise how much crossover, so I just didn't understand the plot. But the gameplay was fun. It felt like a return to form. But then Shadows feels like another step back, doesn't it?
Yeah, I preferred how they did Britain or how they did England in Then they've done Japan and Shadows as well.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's very flat, I've noticed.
Yeah.
You can't really, like, the parkour is not really parkour anymore.
It's not very tall buildings in Britain.
No, well, Britain and Japan, they're both relatively flat. As far as I'm aware, Britain was basically buildingless at that point. It's just like little wooden huts and then the occasional church or something.
So they did have in Valhalla, they did have some of the bigger cities were absolutely huge, with stone buildings and churches and things.
But how are you getting on with Shadows?
I'm enjoying it. I think it's definitely worth the playthrough. But I keep comparing it to Valhalla.
Oh,
And I absolutely loved Valhalla, so it's
completed it, didn't you, Valhalla?
Yeah, 2 or 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
speaking of new games, I know you're absolutely bursting to talk about the Switch 2. So there's a reason we've got Mario Kart here today.
Yeah.
So Steve and I
deliberately delayed the recording of this podcast to be after the Nintendo Switch 2 presentation. I'm a massive Nintendo fan, and I cannot wait for the Switch 2. The presentation was just insane. The games that they revealed, I cannot wait for Donkey Kong. It looks incredible. I know you guys aren't that massively into Nintendo anymore.
So, do you want to go first, Al? Because I've got quite a bit to say about this.
No, you go first. I'll bounce off you. You go.
So this is what I'll say about Nintendo, right? So I like Nintendo. I've always liked Nintendo. I grew up with Nintendo, okay? I'm not a Nintendo hater. There are some features about the Switch, niggling little features that I just don't like. So firstly, the most niggling one is, why is the controller orange now? That really bugs me.
I like it. I mean... So obviously the neon controllers on the Switch 1 were red and blue.
Yes.
Have just altered the hues of both. It's blue is reddish.
But every console that's been released, so Sony has blue on it. In the PS5 has blue LED lights, right?
Only for the other lights.
When you turn it on, it's
come blue, and when it's on, it's white.
Yeah, but they've very much kept the blue of it. On the blue little on button is blue. Like, what I'm saying is, I just wish it was red still. Like, why, if they've gone blue and orange, why not just go blue, purple and green or something? Why not completely change it up? I don't know. The orange annoys me. I know it's irrational and it's stupid. That's why I said the point first. Secondly, the price is quite high, especially for the games. What do you feel about that?
So I feel that in terms of the price for the console, that is just the going price of something at this point now. I think the price is fair because that is with all the components,
Agreed.
Stuff.
Agreed. That is the going price for normal consoles like PlayStation 5, Xbox, right? But it's not as powerful as those. It can't do half as much as they can.
It is as powerful as a Steam Deck.
Yes.
A Steam Deck is slightly cheaper, but it's older.
So is it as powerful as a Steam Deck?
Yeah.
Part of the info here, part of the stats here.
When it's docked, it's slightly more powerful. When it's handheld, it's slightly less, sort of.
Yes, but it doesn't have the benefits that a Steam Deck does, where you can play lots of different games on a Steam Deck, including Nintendo games. Well, not legally.
Yeah, only.
Unless you own the game, it's okay to rip the ROM.
We learned that last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check out episode.
Again, do not take your legal advice from the Worlds of Atlas podcast.
Anybody who doesn't do piracy.
I'm fine with the price of it.
Yeah.
The games, however, is a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm sure you can tell by our accents, we are English. So we're talking about UK prices.
Pounds.
How much is the...
So it's $395.99 for just a console, and then they've also got a console with a Mario Kart pack, which is $429.99.
You'll be after that.
That's what I'm going for. Yeah, I'll go for everything.
But I think in today's market, I think those prices are...
Yeah, and I think that obviously global happenings at the moment have bumps the prices up.
The tariffs.
Hello to our American viewers.
Yeah.
You poor son.
Big shout out to Trump. No, not a big shout out to Trump. Cut that. Cut that. We're not talking about Trump.
Yeah, no, I mean, the tariffs have had definitely a massive impact on the prices, and obviously that will bump up the rest of the prices globally. I just saw that the pre-orders have been delayed in the US.
See, they were meant to start on the 9th of April.
Yeah.
And then they've kind of said, we're delaying these, but they've not given the exact date.
Well, although they have said that the console's still supposed to come out on June 5th.
Yeah.
So I assume it will be something like that.
along with Deltarune, which I'm very much looking forward to. Massive Undertale fan. So, and I'll be getting it on Steam because it's coming out on the same day. I thought Nintendo had me by the balls because I thought initially when I watched the trailer and saw Deltarune, all the chapters, I was like, okay, I have to buy a Switch 2 now. I will buy a Switch 2, but I will not buy it on launch. I want to play ZNA. It's ZNA, isn't it? ZNA is the name of it. ZA, yeah. I want to play ZA on Pokemon because I want it to perform better than Scarlet and Violet did. So, hoping.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's got the Switch 2 edition, but they haven't said exactly what they're doing to the Pokemon game yet, but they are doing some amount of
yes
for it.
Another thing I didn't like is so there's this feature where you can put your two Switches next to each other, right, and play locally.
Yeah.
I feel like rather than you just having a multiplayer split screen, which I know you still can do, I feel like they're trying to encourage families to buy multiple Switches.
They are. I mean, they've been open with that about the Switch since day one.
I know it's a business model, but I just
for everybody in a household to have their own Switch.
Yeah, I just feel like that
in business models.
Yeah, I just feel that's a bit scummy. Like, you don't see Sony saying everyone in the house should have a PS5.
True enough, but I mean, hasn't that always been the case with a handheld console, that it's always been a very personal thing?
Yes, but I would say the Switch isn't personal. Switch is the first handheld that, I mean, I would argue that most of the handheld, unless you've specifically got a light, it's played on the TV with a dock, right?
I don't know what the stats are for that. I would probably argue that it's probably more often played on the go than it is on dock.
Oh,
I certainly only play on TV.
I think
I play more on the go. I like my handhelds.
Yeah, that's true. But that's because you're a busy man, House.
I mean,
it's true. I am very busy.
If I can find the statistics on that, I'll put the screen.
Yeah, do
if
that.
I can find it.
This is Stephen in the edit. So sorry if the audio sounds a bit crap, but I've looked into it. It says that 30% of players prefer to play in handheld, 20% of players prefer to play predominantly in TV mode, but 50% of players like to switch back and forth between TV and handheld. So there you go.
Realistically, it's because you lay in bed a lot.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you like handhelds because you don't have to
if Nintendo, if you are listening and you want to sponsor the podcast, we can remove the negativity.
Yeah.
We love it.
Yeah.
And if Steam Deck, you're listening, I am sponsoring the Steam Deck. It's much better than Nintendo, so please send me a Steam Deck. Thank you.
I mean, were there any games that you guys were excited about for the
Deltarune
thing?
Deltarune.
You go ahead.
Sorry, Mario Kart. Obviously, we're all excited for Mario Kart.
Stoked for Mario.
Don't really get the off-roading bit.
That's like Forza Horizon with Mario Kart.
Why?
I adore the Horizon games, so I'm really excited for Mario Kart.
With Mario Kart, I'm not really into Mario Kart, but when I saw the new one,
it does look great.
How much they've added to it compared to 8.
It feels like it's more playable for a single player as well. If you're not that interested in doing competitive online, because it's going to have the open world where you can explore and do your own stuff.
24 players as well.
24.
That's crazy. That will be fun. So you won't feel such a loser if you come 12
and
now.
So many different random characters.
Yeah. One feature I didn't like about the Mario World, is it Mario Kart World? Mario Kart World. One feature I didn't like, if you're playing, say if you're all 4 of you are playing, right, with each got a Joy-Con, and you do the Grand Prix, if you don't make it to the next world, you have to sit out and watch.
You do get knocked out, but I think that's a specific play mode.
There is a knockout mode, yeah.
Yeah, there's a knockout mode.
So is that not the norm?
I don't believe so, but I might be wrong.
So with the knockout mode,
spoilers on it.
From what I've read, it's every single lap the bottom 4 are eliminated.
Yeah, so
I think that's only for the knockout mode.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things I do like about the Switch. I will say that. I love that they've made the buttons bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I like how the Switch looks apart from the orange. I think it looks really sleek and nice. It looks very nice. Yeah, I am excited for it, but again, it's not going to be a launch thing for me.
Obviously, they're going to be selling the Joy-Cons separately now as well.
Oh, well, really? What, you can just buy one?
So you just buy one of the sides.
That's really cool. That's really
cool.
The
prices are, so for the single one, $41.99. For the pair, $74.99 is the current price.
I think there's going to be stock issues with single Joy-Cons. Can you remember when the Switch came out and there was a big shortage of Joy-Cons and Switches in general? Yeah. But again, working in a video game store like we used to, it was a huge thing for us to try and get Switches in and promise people they were going to get Switches.
This is the first console launch where I haven't been in the game store, so I'm a little nervous on getting one. The pre-orders haven't gone live yet, so...
When I look at the Switch 2, I look at all the things they've added and what Nintendo players want. I think in terms of an evolution, this is exactly what the original Switch players wanted. So I think for that fan base, this is perfection for them because it's everything that they wanted and asked for.
Yeah, for me, it's absolutely perfect. I mean, it's even beyond what I expected. The fact that Metroid is running at 120 or 4K is just insane.
The only game
that. No, because they have now confirmed that Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild are running at 120 or 4K as well.
Oh, really?
So there's going to be multiple games.
What are they running out of 4K? 30 frames?
I think 60. I think it's 4K 60.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty impressive.
It's crazy. I never expected it to be like that. I mean, it's as skinny as the old one. It's obviously slightly bigger. To get that amount of power in that little tiny tablet is crazy.
Yeah. That okay. I'll give you that. To have the power in that small portable device is very impressive. Yeah. But again, because I see the Switch as something that is docks mostly,
sure.
I see it as an inferior console in terms of power.
Yeah, I mean it is inferior to the other two on the.
But its games, the USP for the games are phenomenal. I've always enjoyed Switch games. I don't play them as much as I should because again I'm always on my PC. But the games are cool. I've always enjoyed the Pokemon games. Again, Legends Arceus is my baby. I want them to make another Legends game that is set old timey. But yeah, the Switch 2 does look cool.
Yeah. I mean, the third-party support's been really cool as well. Like they've got a FromSoft game on launch, which is crazy.
Yes. So a lot of the From Software fans are not happy about that at all, of course, because
it's exclusive or just because they don't like the game?
Because it's exclusive. The game looks great.
Sure.
So I looked at the game and it looks awesome. I play some From Software games. I play Elden Ring. I've played a bit of Dark Souls. I'm not very good at it, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Ranvir's going to be coming in now. I know Ranvir. Ranvir, obviously, we previously mentioned, he's a massive From Software fan and he is pretty upset.
I think he is quite upset.
He's quite livid that he's going to have to pay...
I don't think he's buying it.
Upwards of £500 if he wants to play it. So I expect he'll be borrowing it off you if he can. If he can wait
on that and borrow it in 5-minute installments every weeks.
Are you going to be getting the From Software game on Switch, or is that not your kind of game?
For me,
no, not for you.
No. There's also people. And I don't think that FromSoft have said anything yet, but I think there's a lot of rumours circulating that it's similar to Night Rain in the fact that it's an online game.
Yeah, I think that could be quite cool. I like the idea of Night Rain.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool idea and a cool direction for them to go in.
So I think that's cool as well, but I think a lot of people are a little bit upset that it's not mentioned in the trailer and that it's sort of looked as though it's going to be a single-player, traditional FromSoft game, but maybe it's not.
Well, I think it'd be to their benefit if it was online, to be honest, because I feel like trying to beat an Elden Ring Dark Souls style boss with a Switch controller could be the new record of like hardness. Yeah, yeah. That's why they're selling the one controller, because you're going to bust it playing the From Software game.
FromSoft games.
Have you guys seen about the game keycards?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't care. I think it's fine. I think most games nowadays aren't fully on the cartridge / disc or whatever. And so many people are shifting over to digital. So them still having the ability to have physical games is just them throwing the collectors a bone like me. But yeah, I mean, a lot of games are still being fully on the cartridge. Like, I know Cyberpunk is fully on the cartridge.
Yeah,
that's insane. It's crazy to see a little Cyberpunk logo on a car. Yeah, that is insane.
And the whole game is on there in 64 gigs.
I think it's better as well for younger kids who are being bought for, because a lot of parents don't like putting their details on a console.
Yes, very true.
Things like grandparents, when they want to give something, they want something
to give,
physical to give.
Yeah, that's.
I know that they've got the game sharing thing for eShop downloads now as well, but it does make it easier for kids and people that don't know how to do that kind of thing to just share their game now, and then someone else can download it.
Yeah,
and you can download it as many times as you want. So I don't have a problem with the game key cards at all.
Who's everybody's go-to character on Mario Kart when we first start playing?
Well, I'm furious because they've added so many Mario enemies, but they haven't added the Fuzzy, and that's my nickname at home. So I can't play as a Fuzzy, so I'm gonna have to stick with my traditional Koopaling or something.
Yeah.
Oh no, Koopaling's not sure either.
Yoshi, yeah. And I'll be going Toad as always. I'm always Toad or Toadette. So
yeah, I'm furious.
I don't like that Toad's advertised on being on a bike. I don't like using the bikes. I know I don't have to. It's annoying that he's advertised on there.
Maybe I'll go with King Boo or something. I don't know.
Mix it up.
Because people that I want to play as aren't there.
I wonder if weight is still a big issue in the
I think that
game.
they've toned that down because there are no longer the cart pieces, so you can't choose your wheels or whatever. You just pick your cart and your character, and that's it. So I don't know whether
I like how you change appearance mid-game as well. There's cubes for appearance change, isn't there?
and you
Yeah.
change outfits.
Yeah.
I kind of hope that the outfits aren't just like situational or times though. I hope that once you unlock those outfits, you can pick the one that's your favorite.
Yeah, I expect you can.
Yeah, I haven't watched the Treehouse for Mario Kart because I'm trying not to get spoilers, but I don't know what they've announced in the Treehouse. So if you don't know what the Treehouse is, that's when they do that.
Yeah, play along. Yeah.
Yeah. Switch 2, exciting.
Yes, very exciting. Should be good.
So my criticism is, you said about the third party,
Yeah.
they've said, oh, these are coming to Switch 2.
Yeah.
I'd have liked more release dates as opposed to coming soon.
Yeah, I think a lot of that, and I was saying this to someone else the other day, is that I think a lot of that comes down to the fact they don't want to. I don't know how to word it. They don't want to extend the hype beyond the launch. They want it to be very focused on the first couple months after launch. So if it's coming this Christmas or if it's coming early next year or whatever, they won't mention when it's coming. They'll just say that it is coming so that you don't.
Kind of like the Switch release itself, like the how they've kept it on the down low until right before it comes out.
Yeah, I think a lot of people they're disappointed that there wasn't many more first party games announced as well. But I think obviously we're going to have multiple directs this year. Nintendo are going to be annoying. They're just not going to shut up the entire year. So there's going to be more games. We're going to have a September direct or something where someone's going to they're going to have a big game. Like a lot of people mentioning that the next 3D Mario hasn't been announced yet.
No,
but obviously Donkey Kong is coming out this July, so they're going to wait for that to have its moment, so that people go, that's the big 3D platformer on Switch at the moment, and wait until that's had its time, and then they'll do Mario.
So yeah, Switch 2 looks cool.
Does look great.
Excited for it. Speaking of cool, has anyone seen the new Star Wars trailer? House, you have. You've been talking about
I have seen it. Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I haven't seen the trailer yet.
Deliberately, I saw that it was announced before I came over this morning, and I decided not to watch it because we could watch it.
Same for me. Yeah.
Yeah, Tales of the Underworld. We're big fans of Star Wars.
Yes. I'm relatively new to the Star Wars fandom. I watched my first Star Wars film. This is outrageous for a 34-year-old nerd, sorry. But Stephen and Ranvir, actually, you wasn't around then, how sorry.
I wasn't around.
You got me into Star Wars, and you made me watch the films.
Yeah.
And in order, instead of doing it
Satin down, Clockwork Orange style.
Yeah, my eyes are fully open. Yeah, I watched them and I fell in love with them. I got obsessed with the lore.
Read some of the books as well.
I've read a few of the books now. Yeah, which are really good. Master and Apprentice, best book by Star Wars in my opinion. Obviously, I adore Count Dooku. He's my guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I see you've got a trailer pulled up for us. Stephen,
well,
so.
I was just going to mention briefly. Last year, we stupidly decided that we were going to start watching the entirety of Star Wars in chronological order.
Including,
when we say the entirety of Star Wars, we mean the entirety of Star Wars, including the kiddie shows and up to everything, all of the TV shows.
Just in case there's a scrap of lore.
Yeah, and
there isn't.
There's nothing.
You've made me sit through 15 hours of Young Jedi Adventure.
Yeah.
See nothing of any substance in it.
No. Well, we got that big unveiling of that evil guy, who he was. He was the prince, wasn't he? I can't remember his name.
I don't remember what you're talking about.
No.
Oh, Taba.
Table.
Yeah, we got his big reveal.
Wow. He's a prince kid.
I fucking hate myself that I
remember. Can you remember the characters' names? Nubs,
Kai,
Triss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nubs, Kai, and Triss. Yeah.
It's an awful show. We don't recommend it.
Yeah.
But our favourite, or at least one of my favourite things, what we've seen so far have been the Tales series.
Yes. Very cool.
I am very excited for this.
Yeah.
Let's watch the trailer.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Lady Ventress.
Oh, I love Ventress.
Soon.
Very soon. Everyone's favourite.
I loved it.
What's the situation?
Looks a bit like Megamind.
I was Count Dooku's lead assassin.
Is will be.
Looks very cool.
Well, that looked really cool.
It did look cool.
I'm really excited.
Yeah.
for that.
Controversial opinion.
Okay.
I don't see the big hoo-ha about Cad Bane.
He's got a cool hat and a deep voice.
Edgy.
And he's dead. Twists his gun.
It's the same.
Now, but this I don't even know when this is set. That the Tales things are set all over the
Yeah, they are set all over the place. Yeah.
before or between.
The thing is, what I don't like is they showed him like that in a duel.
Yeah.
He's not going to die.
No.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's always the trouble with big franchises like this, is that you can never add that many different stakes unless you add in new characters, because we usually know the entire trajectory of these characters. It's like, we know that they can't die because he's going to show up later. But I think that show looks really cool.
It does look cool. I'm excited for it. I am excited for it. I do love the Tale stuff.
The Tale stuff.
It's been, like you said, it's been the highlight of our watching so far.
I mean, the Dooku one we watched.
Was incredible, yeah. Dooku versus Yaddle. Yeah, that was great.
And the really cool one with Qui-Gon as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Mm.
So yeah, very exciting. Yeah.
But yeah, with Cad Bane, I just feel like he's a bit of an edgelord, and I don't really get the edgelord characters. The only edgelord character I get in Star Wars fandom is Darth Vader, obviously, and Anakin.
Really good. Well, Anakin definitely is.
Yeah.
So Darth Vader's.
He is a bit. But Kylo Ren, fuck him. He does my nutting. And I understand the ladies first for him, and gentlemen. I understand that. Yeah, and Kylo Ren, I just feel like he's a big edgelord as well, isn't he? He's just throwing his toys out the pram all the time.
Not like
What is an edgelord?
Someone who purposely tries to be edgy and misunderstood, and a bit like you. I would say you're
as edgy.
edgy. Yeah, in his Man U shirt. Yeah,
That's not what I'll call it, but
no. If we're talking about who's the biggest edgelord here, it's yeah. Oh, a big sin recently that I've noticed with my partner is she really wants to see the new Lilo and Stitch.
Which is
Yeah, I know. I think it looks dreadful.
it does look horrendous.
I don't know why they're even going back to. You're at their house just on Twitter?
there was one clip. There was one like advert I saw during the Super Bowl I really liked. I'm just trying to find it.
I know the one you mean. The one where he interrupts different Disney worlds.
No, down on the field. I say that too. What? No, when I saw this, it didn't make me laugh. It was during the Super Bowl. I really liked that.
You're a big boomer.
I fucking hate it. Boycotting the live action movies nowadays. I'm not
Yeah.
any of them, including Stitch.
Speaking of animators as well, I wanted to get your guys' opinion on this. I know this is a bit sideways. Opinions on AI art. Because all month I have been sending these guys AI art. And again, let me just clarify this. I think you'll probably agree with me, both of you. I feel really sorry for animators, and I feel like commission stuff like that should still be a big thing for animators, because I know a lot of people live off that. But AI art, I hate to say it, it is cool. I hate how cool it is and how good it's done. Stephen, you're an animator.
So I went to school to be an animator. I tried to be an artist. I'm a designer nowadays. I should be really upset and scared by it. And yeah, I just think it's cool.
Yeah.
I've started paying for the chat GPT so that I can get more images out of it.
Yeah.
I genuinely, I understand why people are upset, but it's progress. And it's a weird thing, because it's like the first time that technological progress has been encroaching on like creative stuff. But it's happened throughout history where progression is getting rid of people's jobs and everything else. So art's just going to become something for passion.
I really like the Studio Ghibli one. I'm sorry to...
And you've just been giblifying everything.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Giblifying? You mean giblifying? Unbelievable. Actually, in fact, put up a still image of us now as Ghibli characters. Cool. And look how cool it looks. See?
Yeah. And the thing is, it's so easy, it's so quick, and it's for most people it's free.
Yes.
Yeah, you can do only like 1 or 2 a day or whatever, but it's so simple where that image that I just put up of us, that would have cost I don't know, 50 to 100 pounds
yeah.
to get an artist and weeks of their time and different iterations, and you can't fault it. And you know, the people that are reliant on commissions and things, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Dust.
I will still be. So I like having commissions of my video game characters. I've got a couple of commission pieces upstairs. I know you have as well from Comic-Con, and I've had a couple of commission pieces from you. I will continue to do that. I'm not going to stop giving people my money because I think AI art is better. I don't think AI art is better. I think it lacks creativity.
It does.
And the personal touches, and I think flaws in certain designs. You know, an AI, like when you drew me as a Pokemon trainer, an AI wouldn't have known that I like those particular Pokemon, or, I mean, I could have told it.
But you can, yeah, that's the thing, right? You know, you could say draw me as a Pokemon trainer and it would give you like 6 basic Pokemon, and then you can say, oh, can you just change that to that? It doesn't get upset, it doesn't mind, it just does it. And it does it instantly. And yeah, it might not do it that well all the time. It's usually quite passable though. And for the majority of people that are using it for profile pictures or for D&D character sheets or whatever they're using it for.
Oh, D&D, it's a lifesaver for.
I know,
descriptions
like,
as well.
The massive descriptions I was giving it, and the fact that you can, you know, you get this painting back and you go, I don't like it, trash it, start over. It doesn't care.
Imagine saying that to an artist.
Yeah,
that you've paid.
Oh, that doesn't look anything like the character.
Start again.
Yeah, it goes. Okay, no problem.
Yeah. It's my fault.
Yeah,
yeah.
You can't fault it.
Houses and AI.
When it comes to AI, I'm just.
You've got to get with it, House, because it's going to overtake us. You've got to get with it.
I'll fight it to my last breath. I don't trust it.
You'll be one of the last. You'll be one of the last protoplasmic little sputum humans left.
It just doesn't interest me in the slightest.
Okay, well, it doesn't interest you.
That's crazy.
Insane.
I mean, it's so insane, and it's just going to get better because you know at the moment it's still relatively primitive.
Like House.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unlike you, it's progressing. That was mean. I'm sorry.
No, that was brief. But yeah, that's my brief little chat on chat.
Yeah,
there's ChatGPT again. It's probably going to come up every episode because I love it so much.
Yeah.
Also, Snow White. Have you seen the controversy? But I'm sure you have. You've seen the controversy behind that.
Yeah.
Opinions?
The movie looks trash.
Yeah, the movie does look.
A few people that I do know a few people that have seen it in their innocence.
Their opinions?
They all liked it.
Right.
Which annoys me. I don't know if it still is, but for a while it was the lowest rated movie on IMDb.
Yes.
But I think that's probably just review bombing in a big part. But
I hate how
it's just bad.
I hate how people who don't like the movie are accused of being not.
Yeah, I know. It's
not progressive.
I feel like we can't even have this conversation without someone saying, "You're just a hater. You're a hater. You're racist. You're whatever."
Yeah.
Because I don't care if all of these things that they've done that people are saying is woke. I don't care about that.
Yeah,
I care about
it's a trash
the
movie.
soul out of the movie.
Yeah.
They've changed the story from what it used to be back in the 30s. They've basically shat on the legacy of Disney by changing all of their classics into these soulless cash grabs. It's demoralizing, especially as someone who loves animation so much, to just shit all over it and say that old animation isn't good anymore. That movie, it's still influencing the industry today. Nearly 80 years later, 90 years later, I don't know, it was late 30s or something. And it's so sad that the new one is just this soulless grey blob of crap. Other than that, it's great.
So undescribed often. Yeah, that was quite passionate, Steve.
Yeah, I'm truly so sad that Disney keep pushing these live action remakes, and I think that the more people bounce back at them like they have with Snow White,
I didn't mind
cancelled.
I didn't mind the Beauty and the Beast live action. I thought that was all right.
Some of them have been okay movies, but they're all not as good as the original. I can't think of a single one that's as good or better than the original.
Yeah, I agree.
They haven't been. They've been shit.
They've never been good as the originals. No. Beauty and the Beast wasn't near the original.
No.
I agree. I agree with that.
It lacks all of the charm and all of the fun and the creativity that the old ones had. And I wish that these talented people that are making these movies would be making something different or something new. There's no you know, you look at like the Lion King remake, for example, there is absolutely no denying that the talent behind the animators and the directors and stuff behind that movie were really clever and really good. Why aren't they putting their efforts into something new?
Because it's hard to get a new project off the ground, and they're just animators at the end of the day, and they don't have the funding to do it.
I know that. Yeah, so I know that it's not them. What I'm saying is, why aren't Disney putting their creativity into a new franchise? They used to do it all the time.
Because it's easier to get a returning fan base than it is a new one.
Sure,
I assume.
I mean, you're not wrong.
It's sad.
That's why all of the movies nowadays are remakes or sequels. But
we personally know idiots that would eat that up.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
no offense, I didn't mean you, Doi. But there are people who would eat up the live actions.
I know loads of them. Loads of people love them.
And I guess it's people see it as a new way to introduce it to their children as well, rather than just showing them the classic
ones.
Yeah, I
The
know.
old ones aren't even that dated because drawings don't become dated. I mean, sure, like,
But if
the
you
ones that are really old are dated because they lack the HD qualities and things like that. But the 90s ones, all of the Renaissance movies, they still stand up today.
again, I can't see a kid wanting to sit down and watch Snow White.
No, that's different. Snow White is different. But, you know, things like The Lion King or Hercules or any of the ones from the 90s.
Jungle Book as well was another one.
Jungle Book is an old one.
Jungle Book's so good.
Jungle Book is brilliant. It's one of my favourite movies from Disney's early catalogue. The original Dumbo, I love it. I know it's... It's a sweet movie. The new one is just crap. And it's a Tim Burton movie, which is just a waste of Tim Burton's time, if you ask me, because it's a terrible movie and he should be making something that he's actually passionate about. And I love Tim Burton as well, and he should be doing new stuff.
Yeah, Tim Burton's cool. Who done that? The new Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Was that Tim Burton?
What are you talking about? The one from the early 2000s?
With Johnny Depp in?
Yeah, that was Tim.
That was awful. That was shit. No, it was absolutely shockingly shit.
But I mean, I was 4 or 5 when it came out, so I was prime time for that movie.
You say that now, but that's what the live action kids will see. They'll probably think that this is their movie as well.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. But are there that many kids going out to watch Snow White? Really?
I don't know.
Aren't just being dragged along.
Don't know. I'm not a child, so I wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't know either, but I can't imagine that it's been that popular, really.
Here's an interesting topic, right? How come when we were kids, we were watching TV shows that were like 30, 40 years old? Like, actually, maybe not you, but certainly you, House, must have grew up with the Flintstones.
Yes.
The Flintstones would have been on, but that show came out in the 60s.
Yeah.
But it was still on in our day being rerun.
Yeah.
But nowadays, no old shows are really shown, aside from like SpongeBob, which is an old show compared to
then, I don't even think the old episodes of SpongeBob were being shown anymore.
Yeah, why is that?
I really don't know. I think maybe it's because of the volume of TV.
Right.
Like they're just producing more nowadays, so there's less need to rerun.
I think as well, there are things in kids shows in the old days which they don't want to risk.
Yeah, that's
Today,
like Dumbo.
like and they just saying, let's not risk it. Let's just make more episodes.
Yeah, I sure. Like you said, when I was a kid, it was usually stuff that was like 10 years old, and most things from the 90s.
But you've seen Snow White.
I have seen Snow White, but that's more so because I guess my parents were into animation and stuff like that as well, so they probably showed me that kind of thing.
Snow White, did you know that she's the mum of Lord Farquaad and Grumpy's his dad?
What?
It's confirmed in the Shrek musical.
That's Shrek. What? Always to anything.
And it is.
To what?
Look, Shrek. Right.
That's awful.
Also, there's a lot of signs in the put up a picture of Lord Farquaad.
So is Lord Farquaad's mother, did you say?
Yeah, mother is Snow White and his dad is Grumpy.
No, Snow White is not Lord Farquaad's mother.
Cut that.
Oh no, I'm leaving that in.
It is revealed his parent. Oh, there, it's literally in the Shrek musical. There you go.
Yeah, but it says no, Snow White is not his mother.
Yeah, and then it says in the musical.
In the musical, what?
It says it is revealed that his parents are Grumpy and the princess from The Princess and the Pea.
Cut that.
For sure.
Whereas in a Grumpy and Snow White did not have a steamy affair.
She definitely banged him.
Oh yeah, I think that's implied in the in the movies that she's fucking the dwarfs.
Yeah. Wait, isn't she like 14?
What, Snow White?
Yeah. No, 12 maybe.
Not in the movie, not in Shrek. Maybe in...
No, not in Shrek. In
Oh no, I was thinking,
Snow White.
about Shrek.
Right, I was going to say, yeah. They
In the originals, no.
yeah, okay.
But in Shrek,
In Shrek, it's implied, yeah.
I can't remember, to be honest.
yeah. Because even in the first movie, they say that even though she lives with 7 other men, she's not easy.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay, right.
Yeah.
But no, Lord Farquaad's mother is not Snow White.
Also, yeah, no, because
I know.
wait, in Shrek 1, Snow White is one of the bachelorettes that's presented to Lord
Yeah.
Farquaad.
Okay, but he's definitely Grumpy's son, right?
Yeah, Grumpy is his father.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Ignore the rest.
Okay.
Are you guys looking forward to the next installment of The Last of Us playthrough by Rambir?
Oh my god.
I think he's doing brilliant. I've really enjoyed it.
No, yeah, no, I am enjoying it. I think that I wanted to replay The Last of Us anyway, but this is...
For the new season 2 coming out.
I can't wait for season 2. I'm really excited for it. So yeah, no, I'm enjoying Rampart. His playstyle irritates me slightly, but it's fine.
So I this was last night, and I was 2 hours late.
Yeah.
When I got on, I was like, wow, you guys haven't got far.
No, we were still in the opening areas.
So Ranvir and I have pretty much identical playstyles, so I'm not getting annoyed by it. I go in every little nook and cranny as well, even if it's irrelevant. I read every single little bit of note and I scour
The thing is, right, I also explore most of the area. I do scan the area. I was never going through The Last of Us going, oh, I've got no ammo, I've got no nothing, because I didn't look anywhere. I was looking everywhere, but Ranvir is checking every bush, every fence, every drawer, every, like, just...
I'm the same, so I can't
And
fault
even an area that's, like, obviously empty, he's still scouring it for looking for something.
There was a moment where Joel has to chase someone, and the guy they failed.
Yeah.
The guy got away because Ranvir was checking
Stops and look at the floor. Look.
You never know, there could have been something there. I'm so excited
But
for
yeah,
the new Last of Us.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I loved the TV show. I watched the TV show before I played the games. I'm really...
Yeah, same for me.
I have now played all of them. I played them last year.
You love them.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
They're so brilliant.
And there's a lot of hate about part 2, which
There is a lot of...
we don't understand.
I know what their hate is.
Yeah, it's
I think
ridiculous.
it's unfounded. I
Yeah.
love The Last of Us Part 2 more than I do the first game. I think it's just brilliant. It's so depressing, undoubtedly depressing. It's the most miserable game that I've ever played, but it's brilliant. Have you played Part 2 yet?
Yeah, I played that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I can't wait for Season 2. It's going to be...
Yeah, season 2 is going to be amazing.
I hope, and I have faith, I hope that Bella Ramsey has the acting chops to pull it off. Because
I think she does.
I think she does.
I think she's been phenomenal. In
yeah, she was brilliant in the first...
Everybody hated on her so much
Yeah.
because she was ugly.
But the thing is that...
She's a child.
Yeah, she's a kid.
Why are you judging
Why-
her beauty standards? It's
And it's like,
disgusting.
all of these people were like, oh, she's not hot enough to be Ellie. It's like,
Yeah, you
Ellie's a
fucking creep.
child.
Yeah, you
It's like
absolute
14
creep.
Game. What the fuck are you talking
Yeah, it's really strange.
She looks like a young kid, and the important thing about Ellie is Ellie's personality, and Bella is just, she does a brilliant job of,
She does, yeah.
and I'm really excited to see, because it gets fucking dark in season 2. I'm excited to see how well she does, and the kid they've got doing Abby as well. I'm excited to see how well she does as well.
The thing with The Last of Us is, I find, as I've said to you before, this is the same with Assassin's Creed games. I find stealth very tense and uncomfortable. So I've struggled playing through The Last of Us, not because it's not a brilliant game and the story's amazing, but because of those tense moments. I'm uncomfy. I'm just like, oh fuck, I hate this. I just want to go in guns blazing. But you can't do that in The Last of Us.
You can, but
yeah, you're going to die. And I'm terrible at games. Same for you. Right?
Yeah,
We're not good at games.
yeah.
House is pretty good at games. I hate to admit it.
Certainly shooting games, I'm just terrible at them.
Yeah, not great.
But I love stealth games. They're my jam. So Last of Us was...
Did you ever play Thief?
No,
You should play it.
it's slightly too old for me. I can go back to it now, but when it was out, I was too young.
I understand.
Little baby.
talking about games, I wanted to put a segment in where we kind of discuss what we're like when we play with each other in games.
See, I'm going to get hate for this.
Whatever do you mean, House?
So, we'll go around the table. So, what role do you think that you provide? And then we'll tell you if you're right or wrong. Stephen, you go first.
I feel like I am fence sitting and trying to smooth over arguments sometimes.
I'd agree with that.
Sometimes I just sit back and let the arguments ensue.
Am I being completely honest?
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm the guy who wants to move along the story and get stuff done, but I often get very frustrated when people don't do things my way.
Looks like me.
I'm a control freak. I am a control freak, and I'm the first to admit that. In games, I'm a control freak, and I want to do stuff my way. Say we've been playing this new game called Ale and Tail Tavern, haven't we? And it's a multiplayer game. We have to run a tavern. I get annoyed when House buys lots of things without my permission. See, that sounds bad, doesn't it? That does sound bad. I just feel like it should be a group decision. We should all talk about it. But instead, all of you guys are very chaotic. You are the agent of chaos in games. I hate that you're the agent of chaos. And it frustrates
The
me.
thing is, House loves
Annoying me.
So when I play games, this is when I'm focused and I want to get stuff done,
Yeah.
I'm a fantastic teammate. I just get on with it.
Fantastic.
However, when, every now and again, I do go, this is a bit boring, and I'm just absolute chaos.
stir it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, so you say you're a fantastic teammate. What about Sea of Thieves?
Only when I'm focused on it.
Sea of Thieves, you must be never focused then, because you all steal the boat. You always steal the boat, and you're off into the wind.
constant mutinies,
Yeah.
and then you get
So basically, whenever they see a thief, which is a pirate game, I'll steal the ship and then go, all right, there'll be a mutiny.
Yeah, and it's so annoying. And we're always on the dock. Waiting to go aboard.
Sometimes I just won't say anything, and then he go, where's the boat?
West ship. Yeah.
So it's so frustrating. So yeah, that's why I get angry at games, because I am somewhat the natural leader of games. So it's frustrating when you rebel, House. I just wish you know your place.
The thing is though, when you tell me something like, oh, can you not do that? I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it.
Well, in fact, it was so bad when we first started playing games together that we really couldn't play much games together. Rimworld.
So I don't want to talk about Ringworld, but should we talk about Civ?
With Ramvir.
Since Ramvir's not here to defend himself, my story is canon.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
Basically, we're playing Civ, and the way we play it is you have to take over cities and take over civilizations. You can only do that with land units. So Ramvir had a ship and he was bombing Washington, right? But because he had no land units, only sea units, he couldn't take the city over.
So you've done 99% of the work.
So he did 99% of the work and got it ready. I would argue at this point it was bordering on a war crime. So I sent in my humanitarian giant death robot.
Humanitarian giant death robot, yeah.
And I took over Washington from him.
You stole Washington from him after he'd done all the
I
work.
liberated the people, brought peace to the city, and he was not impressed.
No, and well, let me mention as well that Washington. So House's territory was up here, Ramvir's was down here, and Washington was next to Ramvir on the left.
It was.
So you took his territory.
I'm just saying, if Amnesty International had giant death robot, there we go. There more stuff.
Yeah.
For me, this is just normal behaviour. Ramvir did not see it that way, though. He was not happy.
He was not happy at all. I can see why. Because you are a menace in games.
Yeah. So I will give you another example of my chaos.
Yeah.
So playing Ale and Tail Tavern, where you run a tavern.
Yeah.
I'd made a chest with my bits in it.
That annoyed me. Because we're supposed to be sharing everything and sharing the money. It's joint shared. You're not supposed to be making individual chests with your stuff in it. It's ridiculous. You are a selfish bastard.
So I made a chest with my stuff in it. Sparks found it and started taking my stuff.
To share it out.
So, I'm a reasonable guy. So I took all the alcohol barrels, took all the tables and sold them all.
An asshole thing to do. So we couldn't run the tavern. Because you were just a selfish
and then, just in case you're going to buy them back, I bought loads of cabbage, I think.
Yeah, so we couldn't buy anything.
I did say don't go on my chest.
Again, he shouldn't have had his own chest. Stephen, your opinions?
Yeah, it's a group game. Yeah, I mean, we share money, so we should share items.
Yeah, which is why we haven't got through Borderlands, because you're the same in Borderlands.
Weirdly, You and Ram had actually an argument about Borderlands about taking the guns.
He did snipe the guns, and since he's not here to defend himself, stop sniping the guns in Borderlands.
The issue was, you and Ram had a big argument about it, and I'm actually the worst one for doing that.
Yeah.
Like I will just wander off, nick something, and come back.
You turn us against each other.
I
That's
do.
what it
So
is.
you
Yeah.
never argued. I'm like, I'm the one who nicks all the guns.
And to illustrate my point, I'll just quite happily sit there with no guns that are any good, just sort of sit there with it. It's fine.
Oh, one thing I did do in the week actually is I watched the Spider-Verse movie, the latest one. I'm a bit delayed. I'm a bit late to the party, but excellent, really good. It was fantastic. I really enjoyed it, and a bit sad that the new one has kind of been infinitely delayed.
No, it hasn't. Because they just announced the release date for it like 2 days ago. In fact, I think they announced it on April.
Holy shit!
So when they announced it, I was like, is this true? Is this true? But it is true. It's coming out on the 4th of June, 2027. Well,
Okay.
little to wait.
That's ridiculous.
There may well be delays between now and then because obviously, like 2 years off, there's no that year properly. But yeah, what did you think of Across the Spider-Verse?
Much better than the first, and the first one was amazing. But I really enjoyed the whole
I'm surprised that you reckon it's better than the first. To the moment, I think it has potential to be better than the first when they add the second half. But because it's only half a movie at the moment, I feel like it's brilliant. But I still feel like the first movie is tighter.
I think the more screen presence of Gwen was really cool.
Yeah,
she's a really cool
I
character.
really like all the characters.
Yeah, they're really cool.
The additional characters. You really liked Hubie, didn't you?
Yeah, I love TV. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're really cool.
Yeah.
I was sad to see less of like Peter B. Parker.
Yeah.
But I thought it was brilliant. I love those movies. Going back to me being an animator, they're just insane, the amount of work that the animators do on that. It just
Yeah, I mean, I moan about it coming out in 2027, but there's a reason, right? It takes a long time.
There's a lot of reasons, obviously, with the strikes, and there's been all sorts of accusations towards Lord and Miller. So, the production sounds like it's been hell for them, but I'm hoping that in the next couple of years they can turn it around and get that movie to be where it should be, which hopefully will round out a really perfect trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's got so much potential for the next part as well.
Yeah, I do as well. I'm so excited to see where the Polka Dot Man goes, or whatever they call him.
Polka Dot Man.
Yeah, I don't know what they call him, but I don't remember his name.
Yeah.
But I'm so excited for that movie when it eventually comes.
Speaking of excitement, have you got any good recommendations for this week, Steve?
Well, my recommendation this time is a little bit off the wall. It's a comedian and he's a puppet. His name is Randy Feltface. You might have seen him on TikTok or Shorts or whatever. That's where I found him. But he's on YouTube. But most of his specials are on YouTube. Go and watch Feltopia, because it's just brilliant.
You do like your puppets.
I do. I have an affinity for puppets. But he's so funny. He's an Australian puppet. He's not family friendly in any way. He's brilliant. He's so funny. I love it.
Great. House?
So someone just came onto Netflix, part of the Yellowstone universe. It's called 1883.
1883. I've heard a lot of people talking about this.
So it's only a single season, 10 episodes. But it is very good, very emotional, very sad. But it's just great.
You getting emotional?
No, I don't get emotional.
You don't.
I imagine people get emotional watching it.
I picture you being like that cop from The Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, where he sucks the tear back up. That's you. That's you.
But it's such a good story. Again, it's only one season, 10 episodes, so it's not something you have to make a massive commitment to as well either.
I'm going to watch Yellowstone and its prequels. Do you advise I watch the prequels first, or like I did with Star Wars?
So it doesn't really matter, because you see part of the 1883 characters in like flashbacks in Yellowstone, but you don't need to watch them in a certain order.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. My recommendation is another game. Sorry, I know it's boring, but my recommendation is Traveler's Rest, which is a lot like Stardew. It's a game where you run a tavern, bit like Aelin Tale, but this one you have to do at the tavern. You don't get to speak to many NPCs as you do in Stardew. But it is, again, you'd love it, House. It's really cool. Very intricate. I'm currently brewing rum, which is really cool. It's a good game.
I might give it a try while we wait for Haunted Chocolatier, because that seems like it's going to take forever to come out.
If you like Dave the Diver, which we both adore,
Love Dave.
you will love this game too.
Okay, I might have to give it a try. It's pretty cheap at the moment, right?
It is. It costs like £8 and on Steam, so definitely worth checking out.
Well, I've got it, just haven't got around to it yet.
Yeah, definitely recommend. We've been waffling on for quite a while now.
And like you might have seen, Ranvir has entered the fray, so we might have to go and entertain him, and then we've got to play D&Ds.
We're playing D&D today. We are playing.
Get going.
Yeah, we're playing House's Fallout D&D today.
We are.
Yeah, because
you're still in New York. Still haven't left New York. It's been a couple of weeks now.
yeah. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys.
much.
Yeah,
It's been really good.
yeah.
See you in a month.
Cut that.